Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Awesome Eli. Welcome back to another episode of my mod Let's Play. So, I have some things I need to explain, such as why my house is as destroyed as it is. After the recording yesterday, I did some offline work to gather some more iron, and while that was happening, the dragon that we saw over there at the beginning, well, through the rest of the other episodes of the series so far, came over here and started annihilating my house, and so I had to go into creative and get rid of it because it was a tier 5, which shouldn't have been on the surface. And I'll show you why it was on the surface before. I guess the game thought it was stuck, and so it allowed it to dig up right into, and allowed it to get out of somewhere it shouldn't be. So I'm going to start working on some prefabs, which is what this house came from, and try to get a new and better one. And I'll probably put it up on that hill because I like that location. But I'm also going to show you some of the equipment I made, which is, this is basically an axe, a shovel, and a pickaxe, and it's almost as good as diamond. Next, I want to make a sword, and I think this is the one that I want. Yes, the iron hilt is the one that I want. And I'm going to use this cinder blade that we got from the wisp attacking the cinder and make a sword out of it. And the nice thing about these tools, other than the fact that they just look really cool, is the fact that they don't ever break, which comes in handy, especially when mining and things like that, and you don't want your tools to break. Actually, I don't need a shovel, I need a pickaxe, I need a shovel. And so, I'll show you the way to make the paxel, which is this, and I'm going to make one that is out of iron if I can, which I think I should be able to. So this is how you make a wooden rod. It's fairly easy. It's just 3 sticks, and then the wooden hilt is 3 sticks the other way. And then, as you saw, the iron hilt is 3 iron above the wooden hilt. And then the iron rod is it this way? No, it's this. It's like you're making a sword, except instead of a stick at the bottom, you use the wooden rod. And then the paxel head is like that. So this should be able to mine diamonds quicker than even an iron pickaxe and things would, and it does not break. The only downside of these pieces is, so far as I know, there is no way to enchant them, which is fine because they never break, and that would be the main thing that I really wanted. So let's go into prefab and look at how much a house costs to make. Compressed stone. So that's not too bad. Compressed stone is fairly easy to get, and I only need 1 of those, right? Or no, I need 2. Bundle of timber is easy to get. The clock may be a bit more difficult, but I can get 1 of those fairly easy. There's a lot of gold down in the mine. Is there a bigger house that I can get? I mean, I know there's a bigger house I can get, but I don't remember what the icon for it is. Moderate house. There's 3 starting houses, so that could be pretty expensive. Is there a bigger house than a moderate house? No. Villager houses. Huh. So we'll probably just do another starting house and move it up to that hill and just use this one as another storage base and things like that. But what the I don't need these anymore. I don't know why I'm carrying them on me. What the dragon ended up doing is if I can get over to it fairly easily. I don't know why I'm struggling when I have this on me. What the dragon ended up doing was, you're gonna come attack me. Or try to attack me. And you're gonna succeed at attacking me, but I'm dead. Okay. So what the dragon ended up doing is there's a dragon cave down here. And usually dragons, so far as I can tell, are only supposed to dig out when they're stuck in the wall or something. So the game must have thought that it was stuck in the wall and decided to let it dig out. And so that is why a tier 5 dragon was attacking my house. Which is fine. I got rid of it, but it shouldn't have happened in the first place. But you know, glitches happen and things like that. I'm not going to turn off the digging thing because I may need it. There's a bit of lag. This dragon cave is huge. It's got emeralds and things in it too. And a chupacabra. Go away, chupacabra. The chupacabra does not want a part of me anymore. Yeah, there's a bunch of things spawning here, so while some of the loot here would be nice, especially from you, because I believe you can drop a black card, which is what I'm hoping for. Actually, this isn't bad XP. If I can survive, that is, because these things can be a pain in the butt to just hit. Like this chupacabra. The chupacabras are a pain in the butt, they move so quickly. Do I have anything to make armor with? So I did end up killing a few things and stuff down in this mine here, but other than that I didn't find anything super interesting. The only thing I really found was, that's cool if you hold the key, it highlights where the grave is. Okay. The only thing that really happened is when I came back up here, my house was half gone because of the dragon. Which is fine because it didn't break anything super important, it just destroyed outer layers and things like that. It didn't destroy the workbench or anything, which is stuff I would have needed. It didn't destroy any of the chests or my loot. And I'm really hoping he doesn't attack me, because if he does, that could be bad. And if you're wondering how I randomly got set on fire there, this the ore that you saw there can light you on fire. I swear to run away! And chupacabra, get back! I I'm really hoping that didn't destroy the gravestone. Okay, it didn't. Whew, because that could have been bad. Okay, I'm gonna go back there one last time, and then I'm gonna say I'm done with that cave until I could get better gear. Because there are things out there that aren't so nice. And I don't like that. But right now that cave is too much for me to handle when I don't have anything good with good lighting or anything like that, and those chupacabras just shoot through leather armor. I'm hoping there won't be any more down there, but yeah, this orb right here, if you stand on it, sets it on fire. Which isn't very nice when you're just trying to get by without dying or anything like that. Is there anything interesting down here? No. Not really. Get this. Get this in my hand. Just stare at the spider and think it's target me. Which it did. Nice thing about the cinder arms is even this low level one sets its targets on fire. And then there's other parts that do other abilities and things like that, but I haven't managed to get any. Like the Ent can drop a Ent arm, but I'm not quite sure what it does. But this should make it easier. Is that close to 1-4? It is. This should make it easier to kill things. I don't know what you are, but I don't like you. A dweller. Because you're freaking fast. In the water you are, at least. Ow, and you poison! I hope you drop a part that I don't already have, such as this part. You did drop something. Oh, you dropped a poison gland. I'm not sure there's anything I can do with the poison glands other than a poison ray scepter. Just fine. So, compressed stone, that won't be hard to get, and then timber won't be hard to get either. I've already got enough stuff for the timber. Clock I can get quickly. I could really fix up this house, but I don't want to. It's kind of a cool looking thing now that it's half broken. I'm not saying that wasn't cool looking before, it's just kind of cool. Plus it's it's the starter house that we first placed down. It's kind of getting rid of it in the third episode. And I did have footage of me explaining the whole dragon thing, but for some reason it didn't record or it got deleted, one of the two. What was I looking for? Oh, I was looking for the oak wood. Some of that I need. None of that. I need 9 stone. Right, I need... How much of each that I need? I need 3 bundles of timber. 9 plus 8 would be 17. I went past that. 17. I need 18 plus. So I'll get the regular wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm trying to do math, which isn't the easiest thing to be doing when you're recording and trying to commentate and things like that. And then after that I'll need the workbench, which I don't know why I grabbed I thought I needed a chest, I guess. Okay, then while the stone is smelting, it shouldn't be much longer. I need a clock, I said, right? A clock in a bed. I have could go steal a bed from the village, but I don't want to do that. While that stone is cooking, let's go get some gold. I should be able to mine gold. But I did wander around this cave system under my house some, not a whole lot. There's rose gold there, that could be handy. It's not the gold that I need, but it could be handy. I didn't clear out the whole cave system or anything, I just got to certain points that I thought were interesting. Oh, there's a salamander down there. I do need that redstone. Oh, and there's an afrit. Go away. Go away. My fire won't do anything against you. You kind of live inside the fire. Or born from the fire. Iron ore chunk. Huh, okay. I hear another one of the afrits. And I believe you shoot fire at me as well. I know the afrit does, but yep, you do. How long am I gonna be on fire? Quickly get the redstone and then run away, because I don't want to deal with that. It's hurt. It hurts. Okay. I thought you were covered there. I panicked. Silver ore. Huh. Silver ore may not actually be too bad, considering I don't. Oh, hi there. So these guys, the pickaxe is actually better to take them on with because they are completely made of stone, so doing that actually allows for you to do more damage to them instead of, say, a sword where you're trying to stab or slice something made of stone and other minerals. It's kind of neat what all Lycanite has done with this mod. He's put a lot of effort into it. I didn't realize there was gold and rose gold right here. Otherwise I wouldn't have gotten that far into the mine, but that's fine. I also hear a zombie, which I'm not too fond of hearing, but that's fine. He's probably like underneath me somewhere. Or just showing who's on the same level as me, but that's fine. But he's put a lot of effort into this mod since it first came out, and a lot of the mods that I am using have done the same. A lot of the mods I have are decent sized mods. That should be enough gold. And now I have 21 stone that I don't know what to do with. Oh, I had stone in there. That guy make? Or no, that's not what I need. I need compressed stone. I can only make 3 pieces, so it wouldn't be worth trying to go further and make more. But if I can get full iron gear again, it should make it easy to, or at least iron equivalent gear. It should make it easier to go through the battle tower. Consider, well, let's see, that's 18 out of the 24, so I should have enough in iron equivalent. Kind of surprised I remembered how to make that, but it's pretty much just a compass. No, 4, 3. I'll take the 2 white wool, put the gold away, same with those. Okay, and then we'll get those. Get the starting house. And then we'll go to sleep and worry about clearing out the can't sleep yet. But Lycanite has put a lot of effort into doing things like this, because when he started out it was just the mobs, which is why it's called Lycanite's mobs, but it was just the mobs that he had added, and he hadn't added nearly as many as what he has now. And it's kind of cool to see it all progress like that, because it's one of the few mods that I've actually used for a long while. And I will get more prospecting, because getting multiple items are. I also need my breath back. What did I do with it? I know I put it in one of these chests. Where did I put it? One. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I lost it when I died that time. That's fine. I could always make one, but I don't want to. But it's kind of cool because it's one of the few mods that I've actually seen grow as much as it has. The only other one that I've really used for a long while was Twilight Forest, and that is in here. But it's kind of cool to see it all grow that way. Oh, that's not the last log. I was really hoping that was. There. But it's always nice to see mods that grow from versions like 1.7.10, which I think both Lycanites and Twilight Forest came from, but don't quote me on that because I'm not entirely positive. All the way up to, I think Lycanites is at 1.14.4 now, and Twilight Forest is at 1.12.2, which is what we're currently on. So, I think one that would be cool to do here would be this Hobbit styled one. Except I'd actually want it probably facing this way. So if we did the farthest block this way, and then we did build. Oh, the ant's not happy. That's a cool looking ant. Did not drop the ant arm like I was hoping it would. But I think this Hobbit style house is one that would look fairly cool up on top of this hill. And then we got a new house that hopefully won't be as flammable, considering it's mostly covered in dirt, except this tree could easily annihilate it. Allow it to be annihilated. And now we got a different location for a mine as well, which I'm going to check out actually. Surface quartz. I will need that eventually, because I do plan on making an ME system, which is going to be a pain in the butt to make. I don't like you. Go away. You're very mean when you pop up out of nowhere and nearly kill me. And you destroyed my ladders. What's up with that? That's not at all where I wanted to place you. But in the very least, at least you gave me other resources that are kind of nice. Inferium I can do a lot with later on, but not too worried about it right now. Other than that, I don't see many caves on the surrounding mini-map. Which is okay, because it's prosperity, isn't it? Yeah, it's prosperity. Which is okay, because I wasn't really fully planning on using this as a... Well, I didn't see any iron on the way down though, which is kind of a bummer, but that's fine as well. I imagine this mod pack is going to be a lot like what I've experienced with the other house though, where something just happens to the house, because I do have a lot of unfriendly mobs in this house. Which is kind of interesting, but not something that really is helpful when you're trying to just survive and go through multiple houses and things like that. Or survive through one house, really, and then progress up through further houses. I do want to... There was something I wanted to make. Bulldozer. Huh. It wasn't the Ender Gateway. I know that much. I am not ready for that. It wasn't... Is it produce farm? No, I can have a farm. I don't remember what it was now. Which is fine. Mineshaft entrance may be kind of interesting, but that's going to take a lot of stone. Or that's a watchtower, isn't it? Ooh, mineshaft entrance is still pretty expensive. Oh, this poor house has been through so much. I'm still going to use this as kind of a storage area for now. Seeing as it is closer to the village, I just would like... Don't know why the plank dropped there and I didn't pick it up. That confused me. But I should really go start interacting with those villagers. We just kind of glanced at them, or I just kind of glanced at them for a second. I have enough of that to make a tree, but I haven't met a war mob, I don't think. Yeah, I haven't met a war aberration. Oh. I have a lot of things I can summon. Oh, I can summon a Triffid, apparently. Pizza one's kind of cool. Yeah, you would be. Third two I do need. I need to get a summoning staff so I can summon those two when I need. What all is a summoning staff going to cost me, though? An ender pearl. Bone and gold I'm not too worried about. Bone and gold I have. But I do think I have an ender pearl, which would be the main priority. Okay, yeah. So let's take all of this and then see what I can do. The helmet, the boots. Well, for some reason you wanted to glitch there, not the boots. Because if I can get back up to iron level gear, then I shouldn't have to I shouldn't have to... Oh, this can summon... Huh. Okay then. I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, if I can get to iron level, I won't have to worry about as many things. I don't think, which will be nice. And this ore here is basically just corrupted iron, or transformed iron, essentially, from... And it's not as great, but it's like chainmail. It's just transformed iron from that biome over there. It's kind of cool, all the things that go on. There was a red gem down there, which is basically just a transformed diamond. It's probably not as great as an actual diamond, considering saying this isn't as great as regular iron, but that's fine. You know, let's try out this battle tower with the new sword and everything, see if I survive any longer than I would normally. See, hoping the skeleton doesn't instantly shoot me in the face. Yeah, see, they're not really doing any damage, I'm not regening. Okay, well, they're struggling with each other. Let me break at least one spawners. Okay, we've broken 2 of the spawners now. So this is the bottom floor. It's definitely nighttime. Sugarcane is helpful. Right, I was planning on talking to the villagers. I need to stop getting sidetracked. Right there. But yeah, I need to stop getting sidetracked. If I could go upstairs here, that's fine. I'll sleep in this bed. Because there should be one up here. There's one over here. I have just a few arrows in me, but that's fine. I would like to bring one of those village defenders that is being incredibly noisy right now. Probably because you're like right there. I would like to bring one of them in there because that would help quite a bit. Oh, you're an archer and you want in there. Trust me, you do not want in. You do not want in there. You already don't like me. Cow's getting regen. You guys are locked in your home. You poor people. Just be careful where you go around out here, yeah. Because this environment isn't very friendly. Though, to be fair, I'm not sure any other environment is friendlier, so. Because each one of these places spawns mobs that aren't very friendly. I'm hoping I can get rid of you, because yep, you do not like me anymore. I don't blame you, because I did a lot of damage to you. But I don't want you poisoning the villagers. Same with you. I really wish these AGs would kill the guys that even left behind the poison glands, because that could, I think, kill villagers. Ow. It most definitely could kill me. That's poisonous. A beast tree. Oh, that actually comes in handy. Hello there. You have like the same kind of hairdo that I do. Leather worker. What do you trade? You're a fisherman. What do you trade? I'm telling you, half these people don't trade what their roles are, which is kind of disappointing, but that's fine. There's not many villagers here. Not as many as I thought there were, at least. I mean, I could see quite a few on the map, but there's still not as many people as I thought there were. Your name is just Brain. Okay. Oh, right, bounty. Anything interesting? Ooh, epic. 116 dirt. Time to complete 13 minutes, huh? 15 books, 7 diamonds, 12 gold. That went pretty quickly. Alright, let's go kill a couple of skeletons real quickly if I don't die. certain mobs that can drop baubles, and those cave spiders can drop a bauble called a Bazour. And the Bazour would be nice because it prevents things such as poison, which apparently I could really use right now because these guys are poisoning me with every chance they get. One string. Gonna regen a bit without having the zombie fall on me, or it fell on me anyways. Another zombie heart, that's nice. Come down. Come over here, skeleton. Hit this guy, it wouldn't be so bad. Ooh, nope. Taking too much damage, I don't like this. Okay, I'm gonna go turn in this bounty, because why not? And I'll worry about getting... Now, can I get steaks from you if I hit you once? No, because you didn't stay on fire for very long. That's kind of sad. Okay. After I turn in this bounty, it's probably going to be the end of this episode, depending on how long I have been recording. I have been recording for nearly 38 minutes, so yes. That is going to be the end of this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!